Hello and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are looking to substantially increase your caseload in the next 6 months, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rocking week thus far. Today, I want to talk to you about something that occurred during a meeting that I had with a client of mine. And it was an interesting topic. It was something that he heard somehow, and I don't know where, but I want to debunk the myth that he heard. And when it's not only that, I want to share with you the importance of you debunking that myth and actually working with this type of marketing strategy. What I'm talking about is omnichannel marketing. I mentioned it to him because right now, what we do for him is not omnichannel. We're basically doing some pay-per-click ads. We're doing some SEO, etc. And as you know, back in the day, just 8-9 years ago, that would have been easy, and the only thing you would need. Unfortunately, because of the proliferation of the internet and the growth that it has experienced, obviously it's becoming a little bit more saturated. So you need to stand out more. And one of the ways, I'm not saying it's the way, one of the ways of standing out more is by being in more places than your competitors are not. And the only way that can happen is if you employ a omni-channel marketing strategy. Now, here's what he told me. He said, "Isn't omni-channel just a buzzword? Isn't it just a trend?" He told me that because I was trying to tell him, the reason why we were having a conversation in the first place is he wanted to know he was doing great. But he wanted to know how can he do more, what he needs to do. And I said, I think you need the omnichannel approach. And that's when he said, isn't that just a buzzword? He went to some conference, whatever, and some guy said that. And I even asked him, is it a digital marketing guy? He goes, yeah, he was a digital marketing guy. I'm like, okay, that's kind of shocking. Usually digital marketing guys are saying what I'm saying, that you need an omnichannel approach, especially in your niche. And he's in a very competitive niche. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to talk to you about the fundamental shift in the way consumers are interacting with your brand. Okay. And that fundamental shift is, as I said, omnichannel marketing. Okay. So you got to remember that if you, at this point in time, if you're still treating your online and even offline marketing stuff as separate entities, you kind of have to try to rethink that strategy, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly why I believe so. Number one, consumers, they're actually expecting a seamless experience. This is something that's expected of them. I'm not saying we think. These consumers are expecting a seamless experience. Here's the bottom line, folks. In today's world, customers expect to be able to interact with brands seamlessly across multiple channels, though. It's not just, well, that's what I mean by seamless experience. See that the thing is that brands that actually fail to provide that seamless experience, they actually are risking losing customers to the competitors that are doing that. Okay. And that's what I mean by seamless, because if I don't know if you've noticed, the moment you could do anything online, you start seeing a lot of that stuff. And it's a reason for that. It's because A, you want to be top of mind, but B, more importantly, it works. If you're seeing that, it's because it's working. And now it's time for you to use that strategy in your law firm. Because guess what? If someone needs a DUI attorney and they start looking it up and, they somehow land on your page and do nothing, we get so distracted that people will actually forget that they went to your page in the first place. Within a matter of minutes, actually, sometimes a little bit more, but matter of minutes, they can actually forget, I went to this page. They didn't forget that they searched for it. That they didn't forget. What they forgot is where they went. So let's say they go again, and now this time they found your competitor, and your competitor is doing this omnichannel approach. Who's going to win? Because their competitor is going to be top of mind. If you're not doing the omnichannel approach, they only saw your thing once, or maybe if they do it again, they see it again, but they don't click on it this time. They click on your competitor who is doing it. Now they're seeing them all over the place. That's where you want to be with this omnichannel approach. Okay. Another reason why you want to do it is that omnichannel drives revenue. I love stats. And I'm gonna give you some stats here on as we go through this, because research shows that companies with strong omnichannel strategies actually retain an average of 89% of their customers. 89%. Compared to 33% for companies with weak strategies. Now, that's pretty interesting. Let's let that soak in for a little bit before I go. I'm not done. I want to go into something else, but before I go into something else, just think about that. 89% of the customers are retained when they actually do a strong omnichannel strategy. Okay, so that's what I mean by you retain a customer. They give you a retainer for whatever it is, DUI case, a family law case, whatever, because you're doing a strong omnichannel approach. Okay, now in addition to all of that, customers who engage with brand, with a brand across multiple channels, which is what we're talking about here, they actually tend to spend more than those who only interact through a single channel. Here's what this is saying, in case you don't know, and I believe you already know what I'm saying, but the person who's doing more research is more of an ideal client when it comes to spending money with you. He or she is going to be more apt to retaining your services than a person who just did it one time. Boom, they just go in, they spend that money, that's it, they're done. It's an interesting study, and I think you guys should pay attention to that. Another reason why omnichannel marketing isn't just a buzzword or a trend. This is the last reason that I'm going to give you for today. It's going to be a short episode, I apologize, but a very important episode, though. I don't talk about omnichannel enough. I know I talk about it sometimes, but I don't think I talk about it enough because I don't see enough people doing it. Anyway, the last thing that I want to mention about this is data is king. Data is king. Omnichannel strategies actually allow brands to collect data on consumer behavior across a lot of different channels, okay? Now, the thing is that this data can be used to actually personalize marketing messages, optimize the customer experience, and actually identify areas for improvement. So for people like me who are marketers, we love this data. Because what I get to do is now I get to then say, okay, this is what the data is telling me. These are the types of messages that they like, or this is the type of marketing they're responding to. Let's give them more of that. Or maybe let's switch it up, tone it down because they're not responding to it. Data, ever since I've started marketing, I've always liked to do data-driven marketing decisions, meaning I only market I only have those decisions whenever I see that there's an actual reason to make this decision. I don't do it based on a whim. And omnichannel marketing, it gives me so many perspectives. When you do say pay-per-click SEO, okay, you got those perspectives. That's great. But when you do omnichannel, you can get the perspective of everything, every single thing that your potential customers or customers are doing online. Everything. You get the whole picture, just not some of the picture. You can't say, oh, well, they do this with email, but they don't do this with display ads. Or they do this with pay-per-click ads, but they don't do this with SEO. You get to see everything and then come up with a conclusion and come up with a marketing message or a marketing strategy that's going to really, really help your firm. If that's something that you find intriguing, if that's something that you want to try for your own law firm, give us a call, 888-416-7752. We'd love to talk about it, give you a free marketing analysis. We only provide free marketing analysis to people who listen to the show, by the way. If you're a lawyer and you listen to the show and you're looking for help from a marketing perspective, give us a call. We'll take care of you. Okay? Our marketing analysis is it's upwards of $500 to $750 usually. So that's free for you. And the range depends on what we're doing, obviously. But all of that doesn't matter because for you it's free because you've listened to the show. Just mention the show. Just say, hey, I heard you on the show and I want to take you up on your free marketing analysis offer. Once you do that, we'll take care of that. Okay. If you have any questions about this, also feel free to give us a call, 888-416-7752. Even if you don't want to do the marketing analysis, but you have questions about it, that's fine too. We'll take that. So with that, I am going to put an end to this episode. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you did get a lot out of it, please do not forget to share this episode with other people. Subscribe to your favorite listening channel, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., Spotify, either one of those or any other ones that you may be listening to it right now. Please subscribe. That way, every single time that we update the podcast, you are notified. So with that, I'm going to put an end to this episode. This has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you would like to know more about the topic we discussed on the show today, reach out to Frank and his team at 888-416-7752 and schedule a discovery call with one of the marketing consultants. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, send an email to podcast@lbmsllc.com and we will put you on the schedule. With that being said, until next week, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.